They'll be calling you a radical, so this is important. Some big article saying there's not going to be an explosion in the Big Z. So let me explain. You don't have to have a big explosion to have a nuclear disaster. You don't. So of course there was a giant explosion at Chernobyl, backed up, the core blew up. Then there's Fukushima, the mother of all ecological catastrophes. So the vast majority of nuclear nightmares, the core doesn't blow up. Why? So when they cut power and somebody says, oh, the Russians have got backup generators. Those aren't Russian backup generators. Those are built into the reactor. All reactors have backup generators built in. But when they get down to that, but it's bigger than that. It's called a surge. When they cut the power to a nuclear core that's active, which part of these nuclear actives were active, and they knocked out the freaking lines. That's called a scram. These things take months to cool down. It backs up into the core. So what do? They open the valve so it doesn't blow out. They open the valve so it does not blow up. So, heat wave from hell. So, and what's inside that? Oh, it's radioactive as hell. It's a nuclear disaster. Major nuclear disaster. And so, is that what's happened at Big Z? I don't know, but the probability is very high. Sugar wars, textile wars, molasses wars, cocaine cowboys. I told you the first day they went in. I said, this is a plutonium war. Proxy war? Oh, big time. But, come on, let's get real. I told you this was the big prize. Everybody argued me about the Z on everything. I said, I'm the guy that named it the Big Z. Okay. You know, YouTube gave me a copyright strike for calling the Z the Big Z nuclear reactor on, oh my God. Don't tell the truth on YouTube, whatever the fuck you do. So, they don't need to blow up to have a nuclear disaster. Okay, let's talk. They already said that the ash pits were on fire. You don't think that's radioactive? That's a nuclear disaster? It's where the wind blows. It's where the water flows. Okay, how about the spent fuel pools? Those spent fuel pools are open over there. You have to have power to keep them cool. That's what the backup generators are. So the backup generators, obviously, one missile strike on a backup generator, boop, you're done. How long does it take a spent fuel pool to melt together? And they'll catch fire, but the fire's invisible. It's an invisible fire. They're called ZRK Fire. It won't blow up. You won't see it. I'm melting, I'm melting, I'm melting. You won't even know it. The only reason you know about Fukushima is us as the activists had live cams in the sea. Because they had an accident. Believe it or not, in '97, when Fukushima had the accident, guess what day it was? Guess what day? March 11, and I'm not bullshitting you. So we were all over that reactor. Fuck, I knew it was fucking, it's just like Diablo Canyon, California. It's not if, it's when it blows up. TikTok, San Onofre was not if, when, but we got it shut down. The greatest accomplishment in grassroots activist history is the small group of us that shut down San Onofre. The spent fuel, it's out in dry cast containers on a shock absorber. Safest thing in the world. Oh no, 1,000,000 times safer than what it was. So, you do not have to have an explosion to have a nuclear disaster. So, if there's a ZRK fire in any of the pools, we're not even getting to the MOX fuel and the uranium-235 weapons grade dry cast containment over there, which is above ground, which is probably the biggest load on Earth. It's now the Fukushima MOX fuel. MOX fuel is against the law here, not over there. But, so we shipped it to Japan and let it blow back over there. It's in your bone marrow. Go get a bone marrow box, you'll find it. You'll chalk everything up. I mean, Fukushima should have been the end. You know, so. Fuck. Good world Ogden. So. You like off-roading? Do you like to go off-roading? Come drive the streets of Ogden. Well, I was just up on Harrison Sidewalk closed, you to the other side. Go to the other side. Sidewalk closed, you to the other side. Go to the other side. Sidewalk closed. It's beyond a fucking rat maze. You know, they're green, clean, but fuck, another woman's been hit by a car on the bus out by me. So, you do not have to have a nuclear disaster or an explosion to have a nuclear accident. The ZRK fire will be invisible. You think the IAEA's going to... I will ask you if the IAEA's going to tell you. And if you don't think Ukraine's going to fight back against Russia on this fucking reactor, this is the biggest prize of all. As I named it, I own the domain Plutonium Wars. I named this Plutonium Wars in the Big Z fucking when I was over there in 2014 when they invaded that time. I went to those reactors. Oh, you should have seen it then. Whoa. Whoa. So, you do not need an explosion to have a major nuclear disaster. You know, you don't. Which, we have them. We've had it. You know, but ZRK fire, that's the zirconium rods melt together, then a reaction starts, and it becomes an invisible gas. Which, like it's a plasma, it's a gas. Which I named plutonium. So, don't let them fool you. You think it's got to be a Fukushima explosion or a Chernobyl? No. Most likely they have already been, like they did sending off on January 30th, 2012. You didn't know about that for them. So, one of my favorite trees in all of Ogden. Fuck, this place is gone. Whoa, sand tuna.